Welcome back, Krigsmen, to another deep dive into the grim darkness of the far future. First, I want to apologize for this video coming out a bit later than planned. I have been under the weather recently, but I am back now and ready to bring you some of the most intriguing mysteries of the Warhammer 40k universe. Thank you for your patience and support, it means a lot to me. Warhammer 40k is a universe filled with relentless battles, towering heroes, and unspeakable horrors. But beyond the bolter fire and roaring chainswords, there's something even more compelling, its mysteries. Today, we are peeling back the layer of some of the 40k's most enigmatic secrets, from the terrifying consequences of a Gellar field failure to the sinister whispers of the Tyrant star. This video promises to be a journey into the unknown. But before we dive in, I have a favor to ask you. If you haven't already, make sure to check out my latest two videos. The first explores the potential return of Fulgrim and its monumental implications for the galaxy. The second is a deep dive into the Astra Militarum, humanity's stalwart defender against the endless tides of enemies. Both videos lay the groundwork for today's discussion, so don't miss them. So without wasting any more time, let's dive right into today's video. The Gellar field fails. Now let's dive into the topic that the majority of you voted for in the recent poll. Gellar field failures. For those who might be new to the lore, the Gellar field is humanity's greatest safeguard against the horrors of the war. It's a technological miracle that shields ships traveling through the warp, creating a bubble of stability that keeps demons and other warp entities at bay. But when a Gellar field fails, it's nothing short of a catastrophic. Imagine this, you are aboard a massive warship in the Imperium, and suddenly the protective barrier flickers and dies. In the blink of an eye, demonic entities pour into the ship. They twist reality itself, driving the crew to madness or outright slaughtering them. It's not a physical invasion, it's a psychological warfare. The air thickens with the whispers of the war, and the very wall of the ship seems to come alive, pulsating with malevolent intent. There are countless tales in the lore of ships disappearing into the war, only to re-emerge centuries later, filled with twisted corpses and haunting echoes of the screams of the damned. The most chilling part, sometimes the survivor of a Gellar field failure are far worse off than dead. They return changed, twisted in body, mind and soul, serving as a living reminder of the price of traveling the warp without protection. One of the most infamous examples is the ship called Blessed Redeemer. After its Gellar field failed, it returned to the Imperial space centuries later. Its crew transformed into monstrous amalgamation of flesh and machine. Some accounts even suggest they had begun to worship the entities that invaded the ship. It's these haunting stories that make the Gellar field one of the most critical yet fragile pieces of technology in the Imperium. And it's a chilling reminder of how thin the veil is between reality and chaos. The Tyrant Star, Harbinger of the Doom. From the terrors of the war, we turn to one of the most cryptic and terrifying phenomena in the galaxy, the Tyrant Star, also known as Cosmos. The Tyrant Star is an anomaly, a celestial body that seems to defy all natural laws. It appears without warning, its dark light casting a shadow over entire systems, and wherever it appears, death and despair follow. What makes the Tyrant Star so unsettling is its unpredictability. It doesn't follow the path of traditional celestial bodies. It appears and disappears at random, sometimes remaining in a system for weeks, other times for mere hours. During its presence, entire populations fall into madness and chaos. Wars break out, strange cult rises to power, and mass suicides occur. It's as if the Tyrant Star exerts a psychic influence, amplifying the worst aspects of human nature. The Inquisition has tried to study it, but even their most advanced instruments can't make sense of it. Some believe it's an artifact of the old ones, a remnant of a long forgotten war. Others suspect it's tied to the warp, perhaps even a physical manifestation of one of the Chaos Gods. And then there are heretical theories. that the Tyrant star is a living entity that feeds on the suffering it creates. Whatever the truth, the Tyrant star remains a grim reminder of how little humanity truly understands about the galaxy it inhabits. Its dark light is a harbinger of doom, a signal that even the most advanced empires are at the mercy of forces beyond their control. The Pale Wasting. Now let's turn to the Pale Wasting, a nearly forgotten conflict shrouded in shadow. The battle occurred during the Nova Terra Interregnum, a time of great turmoil when the Imperium fractured into warring factions. The Pale Wasting arises from the Gold Stars, a region infamous for harboring horrors unknown to the most of the galaxy. The Nova Marine chapter is the only known participant in this campaign, though records state that 11 other Space Marine chapters were completely lost in the conflict. What kind of threat could annihilate entire chapters of the Astartes? The records are contradictory. Some describe it as a star-spawned plague that wiped out entire worlds. Others speak of nightmare engines that slaughtered entire sectors. One ancient slate in the Imperial Palace praises the Nova Marines, stating, "They unmade that which cannot die." Was this some sort of undead menace, or a xenos species with horrifying regenerative abilities? Even the Nova Marines' own chronicle are curiously silent on this matter. In response to this apocalyptic threat, the Imperium initiated the 13th founding, creating new Space Marine chapters like the Death Spectres. Stationed beyond the Gold Stars, their eternal vigil ensured that whatever lurks in the darkness never rises again. But what was the true nature of the Pale Wasting, and could it one day return? The Hrud. Finally, we come to the Hrud, a nomadic xeno species that lurk in the dark corners of the galaxy. While the Imperium has encountered them on multiple occasions, they remain one of the most poorly understood alien races. The Hrud possess a terrifying ability to warp time and decay matter. Entire Imperial worlds have fallen to their influence, crumbling into ruin as if centuries has passed in mere days. This temporal distortion is one of the most unique and dangerous phenomena in the galaxy. Legends speak of Hrud migrations engulfing entire planetary systems, leaving only desolation in their wake. But what drives these migrations? Are they fleeing from something even more terrifying, or are they part of some greater unknowable plan? The Hrud remains a mystery, a lurking threat that could strike at any moment. And that, Krigsman, wraps up today's dive into the mysteries of the Warhammer 40k. From the horrifying failures of the Gellar field to the enigmatic Hrud, these tales remind us just how little we truly know about the grim darkness of the far future. I want to hear from you. What do you think about these mysteries? Do you enjoy this deep dive format, and what topic should I cover next? Drop your thoughts in the comments and I will personally reply as soon as I can. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay vigilant and may the Emperor protect.